Hello, everybody, and welcome to Who's the Master podcast, starring, as you may already know, Cleezy, otherwise known as Bruce Leroy. And we got our boy Anshul Singh. I don't remember him from the movie at all.
Hey, what up with it? I was there, man. I was tech support. There was a lot of tech to be taken care of in that movie. It was in the 1980s. Either that or I was a doctor or something, man. I was in
You designed the fortune cooking machine.
That's right. I was delivering the Indian food. Bruce Leroy wanted that chicken tikka masala. I'm the one that gave it to him.
Hey, somebody had to do it. It's a dangerous job, baby boy. It's a dangerous job.
Man. You know Bruce Leroy likes that food spicy, for sure.
He's not the only one.
Yeah, and the Shogun of Harlem, man, he be eating that chicken tikka masala too. You know.
Before we even get into it, I know we're going to be talking about movies here in a minute, but Anshul came up with the title Who's the Master podcast. We want to welcome you guys to it. But Anshul, how did you come up with Who's the Master podcast? What was the reason for that?
Well, it's a very good question, Vince. When I set up the channel, I needed an avatar. We talk movies all the time. We talk The Last Dragon plenty of times, including when we were setting this channel. We were just reminiscing about old movies that we liked. And so anyway, I'm setting up this channel. I want an avatar. I don't want one of me. I want something that represents all of us. And I just was trying to think of an avatar to put up. And I saw our man up there, the Shogun of Harlem.
Shogun of Harlem.
That's right.
Kiss my Converse. Say it, Cleezy. Say it, Cleezy. Go ahead, one time.
Kiss my Converse.
Kiss my Converse.
Kiss my Negro, please.
So I thought of him, and I was like, all right, well, I'll just use that as avatar. And originally, I didn't even think anything past that. I was just like, yeah, we're just gonna use that as avatar. We're gonna go with our original name, which may show up later on the channel as the name of a series. So I don't want to debut or talk about that name just yet. But then I was in bed and I was just brainstorming, couldn't go to sleep, and all of a sudden that line came to me. Well, he's got his people lined up, and he's asking them, "Who's the master?" And of course, we all know the answer, right?
Hey, right now it's Cleezy, V-Dub, and Anshul.
That's right.
We all got that glow.
Show enough was taken.
Yeah.
And then I just thought of the name Who's the Master podcast, and I was like, that sounds like a dope name. And so hopefully you all agree, and hopefully you guys enjoy the journey, because we're all trying to find out who's the master. It's us, and it's you. It's everybody that's listening. So thanks for joining us.
Definitely thanks for joining us. We got a treat for you guys today. We're going to be going through a movie that just came out July 22nd, 2022. It's on Netflix right now, starring Ryan Gosling, Chris Evans. This movie, we're expecting it to do big numbers on Netflix. Hopefully it kind of boosts their stock price a little bit, because I've been getting killed by them. But the name of the movie is The Gray Man. The Gray Man. Now, I know you guys have already seen it. I know we all went to our separate abodes and decided that we were going to review this movie. So I want to get someone's initial thoughts. Please, you got something for me?
Yeah, The Gray Man. My initial thoughts was it's a fun, dumb movie. Turn your brain off. Watch it. It's not as bad. I went into my expectations where this is going to be bad because the critics were killing it. But, I would say I'm leaning more towards enjoying it than not enjoying it,
I hear you. Anshul, I know you have something. Give us a brief on the plot itself, Anshul. Can you just share with us a little bit about the plot and then what your thoughts were?
Guys, spoilers ahead. Obviously, spoiler tag for this movie we will be talking about in depth and not generally. So just, if you haven't seen the movie, put us on pause, go watch it on Netflix, and come back and talk to us, right? My initial thoughts of the movie, and then I'll run through the plot. This is a junk food movie. I like to call these movies junk food. It's like when you eat that Big Mac. You want that Big Mac, you buy that Big Mac, it gets the job done. And 5 minutes later, you're hating yourself for eating the Big Mac. And that's exactly what I thought of this movie. Like Aaron said, if you turn your brain off, you can enjoy the movie, but you're not going to reminisce about it. It's not going to stick with you later, unless it's in a bad way. So we kind of start off the movie, and let's talk about this opening scene. So we got our senior CIA officer, Donald Fitzroy. He's in a jail and he's talking to our main character, Ryan Gosling, whose name we don't ever get. We just know him as Six. We find out that name later, but at the beginning of the movie, we don't even know what his name is. They're in a jail, and Ryan has obviously been in this prison for a long time. He is a convict who is behind bars, and he's being interviewed by Donald Fitzroy, who offers him a position on his super secret team.
CIA super secret team.
That's right. And of course, we get our first hints here that our protagonist, he's in jail. He's a murderer, but he's not a murderer of good people. He only murders bad. God, I hate this. I hate when they do that, man. You're gonna be a killer, just be a killer. Like, we all understand sometimes we all
understand sometimes. Pause. We all understand sometimes. I mean, honestly, is something you're trying to tell us right here on video?
Well, you gotta let me finish the point, Vince. I know we just started this podcast, but you gotta let a man make a point. Like, listen, if you're gonna be a stone cold killer in the movie, I don't want to see the trope of, yeah, but I only kill bad. What's that line in True Lies where Arnold Schwarzenegger is like, yeah, but the only people I kill are bad people. Like, yeah, man, just if you're a killer, you're a killer. Like, when you're a government operative, you have to kill people, and sometimes there's collateral damage, and sometimes innocent people get hurt. But you don't care. You're a killer. Like, you're just doing your job.
Yeah.
I mean, but you go too far with that. Honestly, we're looking at Freddy Krueger here. I don't know if you can make him the anti-hero.
Freddy Krueger worked for the American government? Did I miss that plot?
No,
He embraced being a killer.
Yeah. Well, maybe Ronald Reagan. Maybe it was all part of Ronald Reagan's plot.
It's funny that you say that, you looked at it, you were like, oh, this movie, there's a trope already. This movie has nothing but tropes in it. But what the hell was Billy Bob Thornton wearing on his head in the opening scene?
Dude, I even...
wigs I've ever seen, man. They're like Tyler Perry wigs. Oh, what the hell is going on, man?
Hey, better not nobody say nothing bad about Billy Bob Thornton. I'm a fan, man. I'm a fan. I just like to see him in anything. I mean, whenever he shows up on screen, I'm all for it.
No, you got to do better than that, Vince. I'm sorry, man. It disturbed me, dude. I was looking at it the whole time, like, what the hell is wrong with these people, man?
See, it seems like that where you wish, like, you could go back in time and be like, I wish I didn't have 4K. I wish I didn't see that.
Hey, you know what? I've seen a lot of movies like that. Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. The ultra high definition. You're like, damn.
That high def just takes it away, man.
Yeah. Listen,
what was Billy Bob thinking?
Listen, man, technology's come a long way, and so is hair technology. Donald Trump got toupees better than what he was wearing.
Right.
Donald Trump's hair looks better than Billy Bob Thornton's hair. You gotta do better, Billy Bob. Your costume designer did not come correct.
And then not only that, they made Ryan Gosling the killer with the heart of gold, like Ansel said, with humor. He's like, oh, you're not gonna buy me out for a piece of gum, and he's in jail for some trumped up charges, but he's still as positive as you can be.
All the slick dialogue you could ever want in a movie, right?
Yeah. Are you a size 42 regular?
Yeah.
Every time I hear him talk about sizes, all I think of is, what was that movie he did with Steve Carell?
The romantic comedy.
Yeah.
Not Two Can Play the Game. What was the name of that movie?
It's a long.
Love Can Wait. Love
Actually.
Love Actually. No, it's not Love Actually. It's like Everyone Needs Love. It's a longer name, but the one where Ryan Gosling is dating his daughter in the end.
Yeah, that's the one.
Crazy
Everybody ends up
Stupid
fighting
Love.
in the end.
Crazy Stupid Love. That's what it is.
Crazy Stupid Love. That's it.
Which is actually a good movie, man. But
it's not bad.
I enjoyed it. I saw it and I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I actually have recommended Crazy Stupid Love to be seen.
Yeah, that's a pretty good one.
But
that's what it was, man. But can Cletus the Hater come out right now?
Come on out, man.
We waiting on it.
Cletus the Hater. Gotta hate on your boy Ryan Gosling, man. I can't stand the dude, man. I can't stand the dude's voice, man. I don't know what it is, but he wasn't bad in this movie. What do
you got against Disney child stars, man? What's the problem?
Listen,
it's not like a Disney child star. It's just something about him, man. You know what I'm saying? Just when he talks, I'm like, man, this dude got
Britney Spears, Christina Aguilera, Justin Timberlake. What's the problem here?
I don't hate on him, man. I don't be a hater, man. I'm pleased to hate him.
He does hate on Justin Timberlake. He does.
I mean, I think he does. This is just a continuation.
Listen,
I said Usher's better, but yeah.
Listen, as a guy,
you didn't like the Mickey Mouse Club, did you?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, growing up, it's like, turn it off, Mom.
My mom didn't have to put it on.
Yo, if I may interject, as a guy with a nasally voice, normally I like to stand up for my fellow nasalers, but yeah, his voice was kind of bugging me in this movie. I don't know why. Maybe it's because you put it in your head, but I definitely was like, man, if you're gonna be that stone cold killer, at least flush your nose out and give me more bass in that voice, man. Give me a little. Give me a little
But
base.
he wasn't bad in the movie though, so I don't want to bash him on that point. I just wanted to fault the please the hater on Ryan Gosling. I just like hating on him in general. But yeah.
Well, give me some more plot points. Tell me a little bit more about the plot, Archie.
Well, from there we move on to our first mission, right? So we have a little bit of a time lapse, and our boy Sierra 6 is now part of that covert CIA team, and he has been trained, and he gets sent on a mission. And this is where we run to Ana de Armas's character as well. They're on a mission together to kill somebody, and we're just given the mission brief that this person's a bad guy. And Ryan Gosling shows up to kill him as per his orders, but he runs into a little situation and can't pull the trigger. And why can't he pull the trigger, Vince?
Oh, he can't pull the trigger because this guy, he's 6. This guy is 4. Dun, 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 dun.
No. Before that, remember, he's underneath. This is actually kind of a dope setup.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that part. Yeah. He can't, he can't harm the innocent. You got to remember, this is a good guy.
Yeah.
So he doesn't kill people that doesn't deserve to be killed, because we've already defined that, right?
Yeah.
So he doesn't kill people that doesn't deserve to be killed. And when they order him to kill this guy, there might be some quote unquote collateral.
Yeah.
And so if there's going to be collateral, he's out. He's like, I can't do it. Gun jam. Sorry, out.
Yeah.
He didn't care about the collateral. He just cared about the kid. Yeah, it was like a little kid or something, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kids. It was innocents, kids, however you want to put it. Plot point.
Wait. Yeah. How do we know this kid is innocent? This kid walks into a den with a bunch of drug dealers and killers. He just waltzes in there.
He's a kid.
Okay, Ansel, I gotta ask.
Hey,
why
kids
do you
kill
hate kids?
people too, man. There's plenty of child murderers out there.
Why do you hate kids, Ansel?
I mean, I don't have any. That's probably why I hate them.
I hope you don't at this point, man. It's kind of like, we might not buy that crib if anything ever happened.
Listen, I'm just saying, how do we know this kid's innocent? Just because the kid doesn't mean he's innocent. Like, we've seen some. Did anybody ever watch Pet Sematary? Or no, what was that movie with homeboy from Home Alone, where he's the killer? Macaulay Culkin's the killer.
Oh, The Good Son.
Oh, The Good Son. Yeah.
I mean, listen, we've learned from cinema. Not all kids are innocent. Okay.
Well, let's assume that this kid's innocent. All right, let's assume he's innocent.
Okay.
And he doesn't stop it. But then I did like that opening action sequence when he walked up behind them and he's grabbing the knives and he was shanking everyone, and then they ended up in the middle of all those fireworks and the fireworks are going off. The Russo brothers, I think they did a good job at that action sequence right there. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, I
agree.
And then they immediately ruined it when he was like, they're fighting to the death, and they're like, well, let's talk now. I'm not going to kill you, but here, take this chain.
Hey, you got to have a MacGuffin, man. You got
Obi-Wan,
you're
my only hope.
Obi-Wan, you're my only hope. I like that, Cleese. I like that.
Everything. He's like, what just happened here? So, yeah, you know what I mean.
One thing the Russos do really well in their fight scenes is they make sure that their protagonists, when they're taking on a lot of people, use objects. And that gives it a little sense of realism that you don't get in a lot of other movies that, especially with a guy like Ryan Gosling, who isn't known as some martial arts master. It helps you buy into the believability that this guy can take out a lot of people because he's using what's around in order to help him win his fights, which is one thing that they do well in a lot of their movies.
Yeah.
All right. Keep going. Tell us a little bit more about that plot.
All right, so after that, Ryan Gosling gets the necklace, he gets the MacGuffin, and we find out that the person he's been tracked down to kill, as Vince alluded to earlier, is also a former Sierra operative. He's Sierra 4. He was one of Ryan Gosling's predecessors, and he warns Mr. Gosling, or Sierra 6, that, listen, not all is as it seems. You may think you're working for the good guys, but don't be so sure. And of course, it's just enough time for his heart to keep beating for him to give him this little diatribe before Mr. 4 goes on his way as he bleeds out and dies. So 6 is, of course, a little perturbed by this information, and he decides that he's not going to go. He's gotten, of course, this necklace from 4, who tells him, "Hey, if you don't believe me, check out the information here. Check this out. Take this necklace from me." I don't even think he tells him at first that there's a chip in there. But of course, we all know that that's coming, and so Ryan Gosling decides, you know what? I'm not going to go ahead and just turn over this necklace. I'm going to pretend like I didn't get this. I'm going to go on the lam. I'm going to dip out, and I'm not going to meet up with my contacts. I'm just going to go ahead and escape and see what the situation's all about. And Ana de Armas is, of course, his handler, who is left hanging as well. He tells her, "Hey, listen, just disappear. Pretend like you didn't see me." And that's when we get to the next part of the movie.
Okay, because I was just about to say, now it's a yada, 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 chasing, and then we bring in another character. And this character, the unexpected Captain America. When Captain America shows up, the movie does take off a little bit. I'll be honest with you. I felt like it took off a little bit. It's kind of a different role for him. Tell me what you guys thought.
I got a lot to say, Aaron. Go first.
I love Chris Evans in this movie, man. You can tell he's having a lot of fun with it. He enjoyed playing it. And honestly, it's almost like he realized he read the script, was like, I don't know. They're like, well, the $200 million, you're getting paid. Okay, you know what I'm saying? And he's the only one who understood what type of movie it was. It's like, well, I'm turning it up because you can't take this seriously. And, I thought he had fun with it.
Yeah, I mean, Chris Evans, I think he's kind of shown us a little something, because normally when we talk about actors with range, our mind automatically defaults to those great character actors that can really get into character, give us different accents, give us different postures, different walks, really immerse themselves into a character. But if you look at Chris Evans' career, he started out playing the pretty boy, cocky pretty boy. Mm-hmm. He's played the skater bad boy type in Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. He's played the all-American hero, right? He's done a variety of different roles and given us range while still not changing that much about him. He's still always Chris Evans, but he's a different personality and different character type. And the only real thing he does to change characters is put on a mustache or change his haircut. But he's always very believable in his role. I mean, he's great in Knives Out. He was great in Scott Pilgrim. He's great as Captain America, and he's great here as well. He's the highlight of this movie by far. He's the best part of this movie.
I think what we learned is that Captain America can play a prick.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I think that's what we learned. And I
learned that in Fantastic Four, but go ahead.
True that. But I don't remember any other character's name in this movie except Lloyd Hansen.
Yeah, well,
I know the other guy was Six. I know Six, and I know Lloyd Hansen. That's the only other. So those were the only two memorable roles that I'll think of when I think of this movie.
You're right.
100%. Yeah.
All right, let's shift to. Okay, so we got a little bit about once Lloyd Hansen shows up, Chris Evans. Once Captain America comes in, not to save the day, but to ruin the day. Tell me what happened next, Anshul.
All right, yeah. So we after that we kind of cut to a scene where our boy is on the lam. He's looking to get out of the country. He meets up with an extraction team. He calls his old contact, Donald Fitzroy. And you can tell by the initial phone call that ever since the opening scene when we saw them together, they've clearly grown closer. And he tells Donald, hey, listen, something's come up. I think there's something going down with the CIA. I need to get out of here. Can you give me a way out? So Donald Fitzroy is, of course, trusts his guy. He's no longer a part of this program, by the way. He's been replaced by one of the antagonists, so we'll get into here in a little bit, whose name I can't remember, just like Vince said. So Donald Fitzroy is officially retired, and he says, hey, don't worry, though. I got you taken care of. Stay safe, and we'll get you out of there. Of course, things once again go awry because that's when our boy Lloyd comes in. Lloyd Hansen comes in the picture. He remembers Donald Fitzroy, and he remembers that Donald Fitzroy has a niece. This niece plays a critical point in the plot going forward, and his first order of business in order to get Fitzroy under control is to kidnap his niece.
And I love it. I need to take Aaron's. I gotta get his temperature on this. Aaron, what were you thinking when you found out that the niece had a medical issue?
God, another trope, man. It's like, what else? What else? My God. And before you find that out, you get your Man of Fire moment where he meets the girl and they're standoffish, and then they form a bond, and then he saves their life. And what joke do they have? They have the
007?
The Street Fighter. Just another Thursday. It's one of those type of things. Like, that's the little code words and stuff like that. It was ridiculous. As soon as I heard he had a niece, even before it got to the medical part, I was like, oh my God, man, are we really going this far?
Oh, they were piling on. Russo brothers were piling on. Whoever wrote the script, I mean, when he was writing it, he had to say, yeah, I'm piling on now. I don't know. You had to even think, should I even put this in the movie?
No.
but somehow he came away with, oh yeah, this is gonna be great. If he'd only known what he was gonna say down the road about that.
And we skipped over I want to talk about the two before we move a little further. The two people you have the dude from Bridgerton, I don't know his name, the pretty boy, Y'all know.
How do you? I don't know how to pronounce it. It's like Jean Pierre or Jean Page.
Yeah,
like a Jean Page or something like that.
Yeah, who looks like he's 25 playing a 40-year-old in charge. I'm like, how are you in charge? I'm just thinking that the whole time. But he did a good job though. He actually pulled it off. You know what I'm saying? In my opinion, I was like, okay, you know, I can believe he's believable. But the other girl, the girl who's in Daredevil and Game of Thrones and all that other stuff, y'all know who I'm talking
Julia
about.
Butters.
Was it? No, it's Iron Fist. Iron Fist is what she was in.
Was she in John Wick too? Wasn't she in one of the John Wicks?
Jessica Henwick.
Yeah.
I was trying to figure out who she was. I couldn't recognize her for a long time, but you're right, Jessica Henwick. Yeah.
They should have switched her. This is my opinion. I would have been more comfortable if they would have switched her and Anna de Armas. Yeah, their roles, right, and had her be, you know, the personal thing. But I know Anna de Armas has the star power, so I know why they wanted to put her in that role. You know what I'm saying? And it flexed her muscles because she's about to get her little action movie career kicked off. But I think they should have switched those roles. But those two, to me, she was just like, I don't know, man. I don't know. It didn't bother me too much, but now that I'm thinking about it, I'm like, man, they had a pretty shitty, horrible relationship. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, they just argued the whole movie. Like, don't get Lloyd Hansen. We have to get Lloyd. He's the most unstable. That was the exposition point. He's the most unstable person on the planet. Well, we have to get him. He'll do what I say. You can't trust him. He'll listen to me. And we already know before meeting him, like, there's no way this dude's like this. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, but he lived up to his reputation, though. Wouldn't you say that?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
By the way, I want to say, dude, I did not even notice the Street Fighter reference with It's Just Another Thursday. In fact, don't be surprised if I figure out a way to cut that meme into here. Because that's totally hilarious that you got that. And yeah, you're right, man. Like, she was great. She gave a great performance, but it was such a limited role. And her performance was better than Ana de Armas. Now, they're playing different characters. Ana de Armas is an agent. She's a little bit more stone-faced. And, you know, they make it try to seem like she's seasoned and she's been down this road before. And so she's cool under pressure. And so maybe it's not fair to judge it that way. But her performance was definitely probably another standout in the movie. So,
well, I don't want to go over every single plot point in the movie, but I am curious to know how you guys viewed the ending.
The ending of the movie sucked.
Yeah.
That's why
don't beat around the bush, man. Tell me how you really felt about it.
Hey, I'll tell you that we got to call this the KD8 zone, Cleve's the hater zone. Let me tell you, man. First and foremost, when the ending, this is how bad it is. They're walking back into the hospital, and he's like, well, it's kind of convenient that this guy just let you take him and you got shot in the chest. And the dude figured it out, and then they get in there like, oh, he disappeared. The first thing you think they would do is go to where the girl is, but then he gets to go in there, get the girl, and drive off in the sunset. It was just so
Hollywood,
you know, ribbon on top. It was bad, bro. It was bad. That was one of the scenes I kind of erased from my memory until you brought it back up.
What about you, Ansel?
Well, before this, I want to go over another plot point that I thought was hilarious that I think we all saw was coming, is when we meet our boy Avik Sun, aka Danish, who is a South Indian actor. Once he
Hold on, because we can edit together. We can edit it back in. But what did you feel like the ending, so we can get the flow going right now? Let's just get that out the way.
Well, you know what? If we're gonna be editing, I want to hear about the, because I also have the Danush. You know, is it Danush? That's what I thought it was.
Hey, we know Ansel's about to hate on him, because what did Ansel say? He's a South Indian.
No, I'm not gonna hate on him at all. I thought his performance was good. I thought he was a believable badass. I just when I saw him kicking the two protagonists' asses, immediately I was like, they're gonna turn this guy. He's the only guy that's touched them up, like, you know, like legitimately beat their asses. I was like, I know.
Oh, he won the fight. When you guys say he won the fight?
Yeah. I was like, they're going to turn this guy. I knew it right then they were going to turn him. And of course they did it. And I was like, God damn it. How's this movie so fucking predictable? Yet mildly enjoyable while I'm watching it, right?
I mean, well, that's because his fight scenes were great, though.
Yeah.
I mean, let's not take away from the fight scenes. His fight scenes, when they were in the hospital setting, I mean, I thoroughly enjoyed that fight scene. I can't lie. That was probably the highlight of the movie for me. That and the train scene. I mean, they had two great action scenes in it. What did you guys think as far as when he did make that turn? Because when he just gives her the necklace, and did you look at it and go, what kind of crazy BS is this?
No. When he initially made the turn, I busted out laughing, because he's like, because that scene, he's like, they're not honorable people. I'm like, get out of here. But when he was talking to
Like he didn't know
Chris
that when
Evans,
he walked through the door, right?
You kill people, bro.
He was talking to Chris Evans. He was like, you're gonna kill the kid? He was like, yeah. And if you don't shut the hell up, I'm gonna kill you too. I was busting out laughing, man. I'm busting out laughing so hard. I was like, man, I love Chris Evans' character, man. He wasn't trying to hear that morality stuff, man, at all.
Yo, Danish was just in a scene where like they basically destroyed all of Paris, you know, or Versailles or wherever they were. How many innocent people do you think died during that whole mess? And now he's also like, you're gonna kill an innocent kid? You people are so dishonorable.
Yeah.
He beat her ass. He beat her ass, and he's like, she's on the ground, she's on the ground. He's like, here, take it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they want. Hold on, sounded like Aaron got a little bit of enjoyment after he beat her ass. Then he's like,
no, I'm laughing at it because it was just so jarring that he just because usually they would stop fighting before it got to that point, but it got to that point to where he whooped ass, and then he's just like, take it. These people are honorable.
I think they want us to think. I think they want us to think that he didn't know who she was until he saw her on the ground. I think that's the whole point.
He knew exactly who it was.
Yeah, I thought he knew who she was. I thought he had already made up his mind what he was gonna do. He, like Aaron said, he just kicked the ass anyway. Then in the end, he just, hey, here it is. I didn't really want it anyway. Obviously, I'm not about to get paid.
Yeah, he did say. Yeah, didn't he say I'm not paying you? Just don't pay him nothing. Yeah, Chris Evans said something like that.
Yeah. Obviously, I'm not about to get paid. I might as well give you this. What am I fighting over it for?
Yeah. Oh, that was horrible. It was a horrible turn.
And the character itself, I thought he came in. He brought some more life. He amped it up because at that point, like you say, Ryan Gosling probably not the best character. I mean, it was paint by numbers. We saw Chris Evans. He brought a little bit into the movie. Then the news shows up to me. He brought a little bit into the movie. But you guys, give me your take. What do you think of the overall performances? It sounds like we're all in agreement about Chris Evans.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Chris Evans stole the movie. What did he tell that girl? He was like, "Hey man," she said, "Lloyd." He said, "You know what? I liked your haircut earlier when it made you look less like a bitch," or whatever he said to her. Oh, the tears. This dude, he got all the lines. Ryan Gosling to me wasn't bad. All right, so he's a great physical actor. He can do all the movements and stuff. I just hate when he talks. Anna de Armas seemed bored to me, to be honest with you. And then she had a commando scene where she's got like rocket launchers and
rocket launchers.
You know what I'm saying? It's just like commando. She's like infiltrating. I'm like shooting. She's doing everything. Shooting things out the sky, pulling out sniper rifles. I'm like, this is wild. But
shooting down helicopters. Just all of a sudden the Blues just shooting down helicopters.
Yeah, where did the helicopter come from? I didn't even see it before, and all of a sudden it just comes crashing down.
I was just like, what just happened, man? Alfre Woodard, she had a small scene which I thought was actually a pretty good scene. Actually, kind of caught me off guard. I thought for the most part, put it like this: I didn't think the performances anyone was bad in the movie. I just think the script stuff.
I agree, and I think that's why Ryan Gosling's performance was uneven, because he's playing the straight-faced, no business agent. But then they're giving him funny, cute lines, and they're having him befriend the 15-year-old girl. And if you look at him in all his fight scenes, in all his action scenes, he keeps it very straight-faced. Like, you can tell the choice he made was that this guy does not get shook, no matter what. No matter the situation, he does not get shook.
Well, they explained it, but go ahead.
And then his dad was an asshole. And I get that, right? But then it also doesn't make sense that he's the guy with a heart of gold. And he's he's also going to be the jokester. And I mean, it's like when they're writing this character, they didn't have a clear picture of what they wanted to be. They wanted to be an amalgamation of all these different 80s action heroes. And I think that's very much the field they were going after. But I would have liked the character to be a little more focused. And I think maybe Ryan Gosling's performance would have been better because of that.
Go ahead, Vince. I'm sorry.
I think that Aaron Rodgers wasn't the only person recently watching Con Air, because this dude came off like Cameron Poe without the accent. Let's be honest, what we were watching here, was that not Cameron Poe?
It's the same character.
It's the same exact character.
Oh my God, you are a genius, my boy. Yo, even the ending.
Back in the box.
Yeah, even the ending. Remember the ending of Con Air when like you think it's ending and then all of a sudden out of nowhere they gotta hop on a couple of motorcycles and chase down a bad guy? That's basically what this movie was. Like, it should have ended 5 times, but they kept extending the thing, you know?
But one thing,
at the end, weren't you just waiting for him just to hand a bunny to her, like when he broke in to see her?
Yeah.
I got you this bunny.
Yeah.
He might as well have, like, can I chew gum in the house? You know, the same thing. But you know, one thing about Ryan Gosling, and I said this, what's that movie that he did with Sean Penn and Josh Brolin?
The Rock.
No. Ryan Gosling did.
Oh, Ryan Gosling.
It's the Mobster Squad or whatever it is. So,
yeah.
Yeah, Ryan Gosling, he looks cool when he does his like physical stuff. Like when he disarmed the guy in front of the fireworks when he first disarmed him, and like he just kind of stood there and the fireworks were going off. I was like, damn man, this dude. I was like, finally, I'm about to get a Ryan Gosling movie that I'm gonna like him in. And then I think halfway through filming, he saw Chris Evans having so much fun. I think he's just sitting in this trailer like, yo, man, I can't have this, man. And
he's like, I'm not the star of this movie.
That movie's Gangster Squad, by the way.
Midway through, Chris Evans became the star of the movie.
Oh, yeah.
Let's be honest. Yeah, it's his movie. It's his movie. But I mean, Ryan Gosling at the end, the final fight scene, because of course there's going to be a final fight scene in a movie.
Oh yeah.
Between these two actors, so you see the final fight scene, and Ryan Gosling, like you say, when he brings physicality to the role, and you get to see him do the physical side of it, that's where he does excel. And I thought he excelled in that fight scene.
He shines, man. Like he's going to be a good superhero if he decides to play one, depending on what they have him do. He did get dummy jack for this role.
That fight scene, though, why do they have to have him in the crosshairs? Because that just makes the whole thing so stupid. It's like, man, just shoot this motherfucker. You don't have much damage the guy's already done.
Hey, have y'all seen that movie Wanted?
Yeah.
Unless y'all want to go to jail. That's what you said right there, yeah.
Yeah, just shoot him, man. Shoot him. You got stabbed. You got put in the hospital. This girl got kidnapped again for the 4th time in the movie just because you wanted to fucking fight him hand to hand. Just shoot him and be done with it and get out of there.
I don't think they killed his character.
Whenever you had that much testosterone in a movie, you got to end it on testosterone. I didn't have a problem with it. I know what you're saying; it just makes more sense. Well, but you know you're watching a movie, so you got to let testosterone win out.
Yeah.
I'm good with
think about if you never saw Chuck Norris fight Bruce Lee. Come on now, you got to have it.
He had to fight Colt. You had to fight
him, man. You had to do it.
It didn't work.
Yeah, you had to fight Hanson, man. You had to do it. It had to go down, just like it did.
To be clear, I'm cool with the fight scene. That fight scene was good. That fight scene had some back and forth. As soon as he pulls out the knife, it's a little bit more realistic, and that, Ryan Gosling just doesn't disarm him. In fact, he gets messed up by that knife pretty good. Fight scene was great. Just don't have her put him in crosshairs so we can have some believability that this fight scene actually matters, and not just sit there the whole time and think, if you just let her shoot this motherfucker, we wouldn't be going through all this right now. You wouldn't be getting stabbed 35 times if you just let her take the goddamn shot, you idiot. What is wrong with you?
Well, no, she could have took the shot, but the kid could have got killed, and he only let the kid go so they could box one-on-one. So remember, man, these are honorable men. He's an honorable man. They established that.
He's an honorable man that kill people for a living.
No, he killed his dad because it was either his brother or his dad. Remember that, Anso. He didn't just kill people.
But when he became Sierra 6, he killed people, no questions asked. He was about to kill somebody he wouldn't have known he was Sierra 4 if the guy hadn't told him in the monologue as he's dying. He
did have a monologue though.
Yeah.
Well, we got to ignore some parts of the movie because let's be frank, if all the police officers that got killed, all the innocent people this movie would have started World War III.
For real.
We found out the CIA was behind this. I mean, all of a sudden you got all of Europe going to war with America. I mean, this movie might have started World War III, dude, in real life.
But you got ex-CIA chiefs getting killed, police getting shot at, half a city getting killed, the different cities getting blown up.
The whole police force just
exploding over countries.
That was real collateral. The police force.
Yo,
okay.
They stopped the police for real in this movie.
Oh yeah.
Let me ask this question real quick. Do you guys, and this is kind of going to lead into what I think is something else. Do you guys think this was worth a $200 million budget?
No.
Well.
It was used well. It was used well.
It's a simple answer. No. I mean, if you want me to expound on it, hell no. I mean, hopefully all of that. I mean, you did have some good action scenes. I give you the action scenes, and these days action scenes are expensive. Star power is expensive, so I can see how they spent the money. I won't tell you I can't see how they spent it, but was it worth it? Are you talking about value? Back to the two-word answer. Hell no.
I don't think that anyone in this movie necessarily has true star power. I don't think we have stars like that anymore, man. As good as they are, people don't run to the movie to see a Ryan Gosling or a Chris Evans movie, about that matter. I think the biggest star in the movie that they have on the cusp is Ana de Armas, and I think that's why they beefed up her role. And I think they realized that this is me, Katie Hater.
Yeah, we expect you to hate on the Mickey Mouse Club. Anybody in the Mickey Mouse Club, Aaron's gonna come down on them.
Good actors.
But Ryan Gosling is a star in Hollywood. He's a star. Come on.
I mean, he's a star, but he's not a.
He's bigger than Ana de Armas. He is.
He's a star.
I think her future is brighter than his right now.
I agree.
Well,
I think what
but
Aaron's
he
saying,
has movies under his belt where he was the main character. Come on.
Hold on. Yeah,
which one was a smash hit in Hollywood?
That's what he's saying. Like, yeah, there are a lot of actors that have lead roles that get a lot of lead roles. That don't mean they're box office, right?
That's okay. Take it back. Okay.
Well, does he bring people to the theater?
Vince, you're right. He's a star. He's a star in Hollywood. You're right. Also, he's not box office.
Exactly.
Okay. We can all agree on that.
Yeah. Okay.
He's not guaranteed box office. I think in the right vehicle he can be box office, but he's not guaranteed box office based on his name.
Yeah. Remember back in the
day.
Agree on that. Back in the day, if Tom Cruise was in a movie, that's all you need to hear. You can watch that movie, right? That's
Tom
box
Cruise,
office.
Mel Gibson, Will Smith, Russell Crowe had a run. Tom Hanks had a hell of a run.
Blame Marvel for that.
Blame Marvel for that.
The death of the leading man, the death of the superstar, whatever you want to call it. I mean, it's already here. How many of them do we have left?
And reality TV stars. And reality TV stars took away from it too, because people can live vicariously through them too as well.
I think you only got two now. What is The Rock and Tom Cruise?
Yeah.
Rock and Tom Cruise. It was Will Smith until he slapped the hell out of Chris Rock. But I still think they said that his new movie with Antoine Fuqua, they're saying it's Antoine Fuqua's best movie, so we'll see.
And if it's good, he'll recover from the slap.
If he's good, he's playing a bad guy, the slap was planned. If he's a bad guy in this movie that comes out that Will Smith plays, I believe the slap was planned.
I'm glad you brought up Will Smith, because what was that last movie he did with Ang Lee? It's the same thing with the Hitman, The Heart of Gold. I don't know why they do that with these lead actors. They don't want them to go all out and be bad. It's ironic when you title your movie The Gray Man, and he's supposed to be a quote-unquote gray man, but you don't paint him in the shade of gray. You know?
Schwarzenegger started that crap in the 80s when Schwarzenegger was out killing everyone and he wanted people to like him. And in all his movies where he was the killer with the heart of gold.
Yeah, True Lies. Yeah, but I only killed bad people, you know?
True Lies, shit, Commando.
Yeah.
And he took out an army in that movie, bro. Like, you go back and watch that last scene. He took out a whole army.
I think he's on the top 10 of body counts in one movie. I think Commando's on the top 10.
I think
might not be anymore since John Wick.
John Wick beat it.
Yeah, but I believe he's top 10.
I personally think Hard Boiled still might be, the uncut version still should be ahead of both of those, though, because they took out everyone in that movie, but it is what it is.
It is what it is. Okay, Aaron, I got to get your take. Tell me, you the guy that knows the cinematography. Give me your take on the directors of this movie and how you feel like they did.
Okay, so do you want to do cinematography or directing? Which one?
Hey, however it goes, you tell me. Whatever's on the plate.
Cinematography was great. I feel as though they haven't perfected how to use the drones yet. It just seems like drones are just fancy, segues to next scenes, and you know what I'm saying. And the shots are cool, but it doesn't add anything to the movie. It doesn't take anything away. You don't really need them. But the Russo brothers, I'm worried about them, man. And I know y'all always hear me say that, but the Captain America, those Marvel movies pretty much, wrote themselves. And we know they didn't like those movies, you know what I'm saying? But then the movie they did after that with Tom Holland, Cherry, I couldn't even finish that movie. This is trash. And this is their movie after that. It's not that great. So I got to see what they can do outside of Marvel. They're great at action sequences. But hell, a lot of directors are great at action sequences. And then the rest of the movie sucks. So I think I'm going to give the directing a B because it was good direction. But the script was, you know what? I can't even blame them. The script was so bad that I can't even judge them. They did the best they could with this trash-ass script. I'll say that.
Now, do you give them some liability for the length of the movie? Because I thought it was way too long.
I mean, why did they have it that long?
Well, they had it that long because it obviously Netflix told them we need as many minutes out of this as we could possibly get. If you guys can come back with something over 2 hours, we'll drop to our knees for you, whatever it was. Because point blank, that movie had about an hour and a half worth of plot, and they stretched it out to 2 hours and 15 minutes. And there were parts of the movie where my eyes started shutting. And if the noose didn't show up, I probably would have been out on the movie about halfway through. But that's my take. I'm going too far. Ansel, give me what you think as far as the direction goes.
Bro, that might have been the sleep apnea, but your eyes are getting shut. I mean, listen, man, about the direction. So I thought the movie looked good visually. I thought the special effects were great. And yeah, the directing, I'm definitely not an expert at it like Aaron is. I didn't see any major issues with it, but the plot was so lacking. That's all you focused on was the plot. Like all the plot holes, all the stupid side quests. I feel like I'm playing a goddamn video game. All these dumb side quests. Now I gotta go rescue a little girl. Now I gotta do this. Now I gotta do that. You know, it's so unfocused that's the main thing. That's where my focus light on was that the script was trash.
One last thing about that is, and Vince, a good way to put it is like the Batman, like you said before. If they edit the Batman a different way, you know, there's a better movie in there. We know that there could be a better movie based off of that Batman. I don't know what they could do in this movie, even if they did shorten it up just to make it a better movie. It may not have been as long, but the movie's still gonna, to me, it's still gonna probably be the same result. So they probably were just like, let's get more minutes, like you said, in Netflix, and let's get this stock up.
Yeah. I mean, because hey, the stock's gone down. I know personally because I own some of it. I mean, over the course of last year, I've been in tears. My wife's been threatening me. She's talking about leaving me. So I mean, I hope the movie is a success on Netflix, to be frank with you. It saved my marriage.
Oh, hey, speaking of Netflix, did you guys watch Narcos?
No, I haven't seen the new season.
Have you seen the original one with Pablo Escobar?
No.
Oh, okay. So the guy who played Pablo Escobar in The Gray Man, that dude who's taking a picture and he's like, take a step forward. He takes a step forward and he falls down. That's the dude who played Pablo Escobar. Look at him in that movie. Then go back and watch Narcos and look at how he played Narcos, Pablo or Narcos. That dude's a great actor, man. That dude's a great actor. And I'll say this another thing about Netflix. He directed Narcos season 3. You know how everyone's talking about Stranger Things, running up that hill, like the pop song from the 80s. The best action sequence in a Netflix show with the pop 80s song was in Narcos season 3 that he directed, by the way, that came out within this last year. And the songs is Depeche Mode, Enjoy the Silence. That scene, it's a shootout scene. It's better than that one. Just trivia for all you people out there.
Well,
if you want to watch.
I'm going to say this, Aaron. When you make a statement like that, I want to look out to the audience and just say, "Who's the master?"
Yeah, that's what, we need to cut. We need to cut, man. My voice ain't deep enough for it, man.
All right. Answer. I got to come to you.
Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead. I was about to go.
No. I'll say, when you call me Bruce Leroy, I felt more comfortable saying, "Can you show me some moves?" As opposed to "Who's the master?"
Who's the master?
You just gotta get that bass.
I am. Yeah. All right, answer. You got to give me a grade, man. It sounds like you entertained by it. Give me your scale. Give me your grade. Let me know if these people should go out and watch this movie.
Here's the thing, man. I want to tell you should watch it because it's not like I hate it while I was watching it. But like I said, it's like junk food because you can consume it and be all right with it. Then you sleep on it a day and you come on the internet and you have to do a review about it and you realize how much the movie sucked. You know? Just like when you get done with that Big Mac, you look down at your belly, you're like, damn!
Why did I do that?
I can eat this Big Mac, man. So, and the problem is the platform it's on. And what I mean by that is there's a lot of good stuff on Netflix. So, am I going to tell you not to go watch a Narcos, which I haven't seen, but I've heard great things about, and spend 2 hours watching The Gray Man? No, I can't do that. I'm going to say this. I will give this movie, because there are redeeming parts of it. There are good performances. The action scenes are good. I'm going to give it a 5.
A 5.
5 out of 10.
5 out of 10. So your take is people.
It's mid. It's so mid.
That's what I was just about to say. It's mid. Go ahead. Answer what his scale says. People, mid. Aaron, what you got?
I'll give it a little higher than a 5. I enjoyed the action sequences a lot. The plane sequence is okay. The train sequence is pretty cool. Chris Evans' performance alone elevates it a little bit above regular mid. So I'll give it a 6 out of 10. A 6 out of 10.
Okay, mid. I just heard you say mid. It's a little bit better than mid, but mid.
It's high mid. It's high mid.
High grade mid, baby.
Okay, I'm gonna tell y'all my thoughts. I'm a father, right? I'm a father of 5. Had little kids growing up, and I would take those little kids to the park. And if you do that on a summer day in Texas, it's about 105 degrees. So you're happy from a standpoint of you're spending time with your kids, but you're absolutely miserable because it's hot as hell in Texas in the summertime. And overall, you say to yourself, I shouldn't have done that at all. That was the dumbest thing I could have done. That's the way I kind of view this movie. It was entertaining. So when I say, hey, I had my popcorn ready, it was entertaining for the most part. Probably for about 45 minutes out of the 2-hour runtime. So in my opinion, if I had to give it a grade, 1 to 10, I'm somewhere along the lines of trash.
But I want, because I want some context, because I think we need context from you. Because here's the thing, guys. We've been doing these types of conversations forever. We used to hold court back where we worked at. Other managers would get mad at our team because we'd start talking movies and sports, and people would huddle all around us. That's what gave us the inspiration to start the show. But Vince, you can have some inconsistencies in your grading from time to time. So I want you to give this number grade.
If I gave it a number grade, probably a 3.5.
All right. So you did like Nope better because what I noticed, we have a Nope review out there. By the way, fellas, it's our first review ever, so be a little gentle, but go watch it.
Well, Nope had meat.
You gave
Nope had meat to it. It did have meat to it. There was something to sit back and talk about, and it's going to stay with you. It's going to stay with you a lot longer than this movie. Like I say, the only thing I can really, if you ask me a week from now what this movie was about, I'll say, man, Chris Evans was wild in that movie. And that's about all I got.
But here's what I will say,
I'll
Vince.
agree.
You gave Nope a 5.5.
Mm-hmm.
I harken back to one of our prior conversations about a movie called The Last Jedi, which none of us really liked. And you gave that movie a 6. So you gave that movie a higher rating than you gave Nope. So I'm glad you at least you have some consistency now. You gave this a 3.5, which is a fucking low rating, but hey.
If we're talking 5.5 to 6, I mean, let's just take the Aaron scale and say they're both mid to high mid. And just leave it at that.
I mean, but hey, man, in what universe is The Last Jedi a better movie than Nope?
That's true, too. Last Jedi was horrible. But all those movies are horrible. Yeah, so like this is a movie, you could turn it on, watch a little bit of it, turn it off, while you're cleaning the house, keep it in the background, just watch the action sequences. You don't really have to pay attention to anything in the movie except for the action sequences, because that's what we're watching it for. But Chris Evans' performance is worth seeing it for one time. But it's always like a wasted performance. It
was. Great point. By the way, the movie...
And for ladies out there, I got a quick review. I got my wife right here. Portia, what would you say that movie was? Yeah, that's a thumbs down.
By the way, that Star Trek movie or the Star Wars movie I was referencing that Vince gave a 6 was The Last Skywalker, not The Last
Rise of Skywalker, yeah, whatever.
Rise of Skywalker.
Rise of Skywalker.
Yeah, you gave that movie a 6. That's
he
the worst movie I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, he defended that movie pretty
Now,
fairly.
that's the one where Luke Skywalker dies?
No, it's the one after that. That's the one.
The one after that? The one after that? Well, I was so
horrible.
pissed off at the one before that. See, sometimes you got to think it's about expectations, right? So sometimes when you come off of something that's terrible and you get something that's mid, it comes out off a little bit better than mid because the other one was so terrible. The one before that I thought was utterly trash because I couldn't believe that's how Luke Skywalker went out.
No, it was funny about that is, and I also can back this up. I hated The Force Awakens so much that The Last Jedi, I didn't think it was as bad as everyone else thought it was because my expectations were out the window after The Force Awakens. And that's what I mean. I also actually got cool. I was telling them how bad that movie was. He's like, it wasn't that bad. I was like, man, The Force Awakens is trash. What are they going to do with these characters? That's the one movie I got right. I knew that was done.
If Cobra Kai had come out before they shot those last 3 movies of the Star Wars franchise, they would have changed how they did that.
Nah.
They would have used those characters. They would have used those older characters better.
It's almost personal, man. It's almost what they did was personal. But you may be right. I don't know.
Well, you got to understand where your bread is buttered. I think they would have figured that out. Like that's a show that brings in the old and the new, and it's blended it in well. And that movie just eliminated the old, and I there was no reason for it. Man, all these guys are still alive.
We're going off on a tangent here, but they still can't figure out what to do with that franchise because,
that's exactly what we do.
Yeah, I mean, like they hire a new director, and as soon as that director makes a bad movie, they pull that Star Wars movie from that director. Who are you going to get to direct this movie? You've already kicked half of Hollywood off, half the projects you had started. Who's left? I guess Aaron, you'll be directing a Star Wars movie soon enough because they're running out of directors.
It'd be the best Star Wars movie ever made.
Yeah,
there you go. So you and I can write it. What are you talking about?
Best new Star Wars movie ever made. I give the people what they want, not no crap where whatever they're doing.
All right, so that's it for Who's the Master podcast, people.
Yes, sir.
Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you got a lot of info in relation to this movie, and I hope you realize it's either trash to mid, and therefore decide for yourself if you want to go see it. It's free on Netflix if you got it. We appreciate it. This is V-Dub, Anshul Singh, and E. Cleasy on the microphone sharing with you our thoughts. Come back and see us for our next review. What's that going to be, fellas?
Everything all at once is what we're looking at, but it may be something different. But if you guys have any ideas, put it in the comment box, and we'll make sure to get to that too as well.
Yeah, guys, and please hit the subscribe button, hit the bell up top to get notified. hit that like button as well. And just remember, at the end of the day, all you got to know is, or ask yourself is, who's the master?
We are.
All right.
Yes, sir.
Guys.
Yes,